November, we celebrated the feast of All Souls Day. And the local newspaper brought about an article which somehow conveyed a very wrong impression about this celebration. It connected it with what we call Pessoins or Pessah. Unfortunately, this newspaper article somehow or the other referred to All Souls Day as something that comes out of what we call in Goa Pessoins, Pessah. Pessah is nothing else but an unfulfilled vow. It is also somehow connected with Halloween, ghosts that roam around, the devil, evil spirits, etc. Unfortunately, as I said, all these have nothing whatsoever to do with the celebration of All Souls Day. On the previous day, the 1st of November, we celebrated the Feast of All Saints. Why? Every single canonized saint has an explicit day set aside for him or her. Every single saint has a feast day. There are thousands of them. So every day we celebrate the feast of at least 10 to 25 canonized saints. In the same way, on the 2nd of November, we celebrate the feast of All Souls Day. Now, who are these souls? These souls are the souls that are in purgatory. The souls in purgatory are saints. They are 100% sure that they will be one day in heaven. So they are already saints. But they are not in heaven yet. We call them the church suffering. Just like in heaven, there are millions of saints who have not been canonized. And we do not celebrate each of them on an individual day or on an individual basis. These millions who are not canonized and are already in heaven are celebrated on All Souls Saints Day. So what do we celebrate on All Saints Day? The feast of the uncanonized saints who are in heaven. The church triumphant. The 2nd of November, we celebrate the feast of the All Souls Day. All the souls that are in purgatory, they are the church suffering. They are 100% sure one day that they will go to heaven. And finally, we celebrate our own feast, you and I. We are the church militant. We are the people who are still marching toward heaven. St. Paul very clearly calls us also church militant. We are all part of that saints, of those saints which will one day be in heaven. Now this is not my personal teaching. You say this every time you say the creed, the I believe. And what is the I believe? The I believe is nothing else but a summary of our faith. In the latter part of the I believe you say, I believe in the Holy Catholic Church, the communion of saints, the common union of saints. What is that common union? The saints triumphant in heaven, the canonized one and millions of uncanonized, the saints in purgatory who are striving to reach heaven, and finally us, the church militant, who are on earth, who have to still work our way toward heaven. Now, All Souls Day is not a celebration to remind us of the devil or about ghosts or about Halloween or about curses. It is about the saints. The saints who are not canonized, who are still in purgatory are on their way to heaven. So All Souls Day should be a day of joy. We need to go to the cemetery to celebrate a joyful day, because there lie a number of bodies of people who perhaps are still on their way to heaven. It's got nothing to do with all the other things that this article has spoken about.